Thursday, June 1st, 2017. A former Green Beret turned humanitarian leader, providing aid to thousands of innocent Burman refugees, quickly found himself pivoting his life's work from the barbaric conflicts in Southeast Asia to the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, volunteering his elite skill sets to save the lives of others. And as fate would have it, a former Navy SEAL with an equal level of compassion joined his humanitarian group, and together, the special operators provided aid to Iraqi civilians and medical assistance to the Iraqi army. But soon enough, they would become the only thing standing in the way of an incoming swarm of enemy combatants and a stranded little girl in the city streets. Outmanned and outgunned in what would become the deadliest urban battle since World War II, the elite operators, who both abandoned their violent ways, took up arms in the middle of the battle for Mosul to do what they do best, to save the girl and neutralize the threat. In 1961, David Eubank, the son of two devoted missionary parents, grew up in the jungles of Thailand by way of Texas. His father, a Korean War veteran, and mother moved the family to Thailand to serve those in need. And by an early age, Eubank gained invaluable life experience from the labors of fieldcraft to self-reliance and an unmatched commitment to compassion. And by the age of 18, Eubank returned stateside to attend Texas A&M and graduated with an ROTC commission, where he later became an infantry officer in the United States Army, serving in Panama and many other Latin American countries. And after doing time in the infantry, he would later attend Ranger selection training and join up with the 2nd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. And after gaining experience as a Ranger, Eubank took it one step further and attended the infamous Army Special Forces Q course and joined the 1st Special Forces Group, where he came to lead a freefall team, running missions in Central and South America, including Thailand, returning to his roots. And by 1992, Eubank returned stateside and left the Army altogether, and dedicated his life to a non-denominational seminary in California, where he met and married his wife and started a family. And soon after, the couple would embark on many humanitarian missions in Southeast Asia. And by 1997, David was living in Thailand once again with his wife and children, serving its people who were in desperate need of help. And as an ongoing civil war in neighboring Burma displaced over 500,000 civilians, the victims from the fallout fled to the border of Thailand, and Eubank made it his mission to help. And they called themselves the Free Burma Rangers. Operating like a military unit, the group of volunteers, although often unarmed, provided medical aid and humanitarian support to refugees under the protection of Karen rebels, a fierce group of guerrilla freedom fighters who have been at war with the corrupt Burman government since 1949. And Eubank and his Free Burma Rangers made a significant impact. But as the years went on and new wars were waged, the focus of the Free Burma Rangers shifted to the war in the Middle East.
It's about an American journalist named James Foley who went missing in Syria 2 years ago.
As did the focus of millions of Americans, such as 17-year-old Wisconsin native Ephraim Mattos, who learned how to freestyle swim at a YMCA by day and worked third shift at McDonald's by night with the goal of becoming a Navy SEAL. And after completing BUDS and SQT, he would deploy to Indonesia, Thailand, Guam, South Korea, and Afghanistan, all before his 21st birthday. And one incident in Afghanistan would forever change his perspective after witnessing firsthand the exploitation of innocent children on the battlefield and truly understanding the impact war has on innocent civilians. His mission changed from wanting to help people by taking out the bad guys to helping civilians without allegiance to political administrations or deployment cycles. And by 2017, Mattos left the Navy and linked up with a volunteer organization in Iraq. He met the team in Erbil and was transported to the group's safe house, where he met David Eubank. And Ephraim Mattos was officially a Free Burma Ranger. Their core mission in Iraq was to live with and work with the Iraqi army as the Iraqi forces began clearing out enemy strongholds. Once the strongholds were cleared and the civilians were liberated, the Free Burma Rangers would come in and deal with the fallout. But by April, their role would quickly escalate to combat. When Iraqi forces moved in on a small village outside of Mosul, the Free Burma Rangers, alongside the Iraqi army, came under mortar fire. And Mattos found himself running through a minefield to move to cover and provide support for his men. Linking back up with David Eubank, the two special operators began to clear out buildings. And while room clearing, they discovered multiple tunnels inside a building and chased down the enemy through its dark and narrow corridors. But the insurgents bugged out through an escape route within an escape route, using a portable ladder several feet above the tunnel floor. Eubank and Mattos exited the tunnel, and Iraqi forces bulldozed the building and packed the entrances of the tunnels with the rubble, sealing the enemy within. Weeks of violence, heartbreak, and endless close calls would continue. Mattos was reaching his limit. After witnessing the very worst of humanity, and even fighting among the very best, was hardly enough to keep him moving forward. And by June, things would drastically take a turn for the worse, as the Iraqi army decided to retake Mosul, the hornet's nest of strongholds. And in doing so, insurgents began opening fire on civilians fleeing to the safety net of the Iraqi army waiting outside of the city, destroying hundreds of innocent families. And Mattos, Eubank, and the Free Burma Rangers were caught in the middle of it, with no air support, no QRF, and no direct comms with US military personnel. They were completely on their own, operating in the worst conditions at the hands of the worst of humankind. And by nightfall, the team hid out in an abandoned house, treating the wounded, till the sun came up. And by morning, beneath the orange glow of a rising sun, laid hundreds of civilians in the streets, cut down by sniper fire, for nothing more than seeking their freedom. But in the distance, Mattos and Eubank noticed movement among the hellscape. A 5-year-old little girl peeking her head out from underneath a woman's hijab, where she spent the night alone by her dead mother's side, slowly watching the many wounded wither away. But the enemy snipers were just getting started, and more hell was yet to come. Mattos and Eubank knew they had to save her, or die trying. Mattos and his team, consisting of former Green Beret David Eubank, Marine veteran Sky Barkley, interpreter Mamau Darwish, and a cameraman nicknamed Monkey, loaded out. Using a tank for cover and armed with AK-47s, the men paced forward to get in line with the girl. Once the team was in position, enemy snipers opened fire. The team deployed smoke, and Eubank volunteered to make the run for the girl, knowing full well the risks involved. And 12 seconds later, as Barkley and Mattos laid cover fire, Eubank extracted the girl. As the smoke began to clear out, the team noticed more survivors.
Rusty red.
Yeah, his right on. His right on. Ready?
When it clicked on, I tried over in the bright morning dew. We brushed and we braided dandelions and chewed. It was a mutual arrangement we both saw into.
David Eubank brought the 5-year-old girl, DEMOA, to Iraqi General Mustafa, and the general promised to do everything in his power to locate her next of kin. Ephraim Mattos was shot in the leg and made a full recovery, and now runs his own humanitarian organization, Stronghold Rescue Relief, providing protection and care for families in conflict zones. David Eubank and his Free Burma Rangers have trained more than 4,500 recruits and have carried out over 800 missions, delivering medical care to more than 500,000, and continue their humanitarian efforts to this day.
God bless you all from Raqqa, Syria. We're on a relief mission here. This is where we, with the help of many people, rebuilt the church. We're working on a hospital, helping displaced people.
As for DEMOA, she was successfully reunited with her grandmother in India.
She had a star on her forehead that was easy to find. When I let down her bridle, I saw into her hazel eyes. We had a deep understanding, never had to use a bit.
If you'd like to support or make a donation to the Free Burma Rangers or Stronghold Rescue Relief, you can do so by following the links in the description box below.
Can she walk in the fire? Can she run in the rain? Can she make it up the mountainside? Can she make it down again? I have often wondered if she'll go and jump the fence. Will she keep on moving onward or stay in what could have been? Will she keep on moving onward or stay in what could have been?
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more mini documentaries in the works, and you don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.